Yes, guys, Coach Sam here. So we're going to run you through the new phase of semi-private, which is going to start tomorrow. Okay, so this phase is 5-3-5-3-5. So it's the first introduction to our members in regards to using potentiation methods in the A series. So we are getting a bit more advanced now. Potentiation is just basically a trick that we can use in the weight room to trick your body and to teach your body to recruit, muscle fibers and motor units to lift more weight. So it's like a little trick for the nervous system to get you to lift more weights, basically. So this is a fantastic method to use for intensification phases, the phase we're on now. So the last phase was lots of reps, 5 sets of 7 to 9, with heavy light in the B series. So it's a very metabolic phase. This phase now is a lot more neurally demanding, with heavier weights. Okay, so we're going to be using this potentiation method called 5-3-5-3-5. Okay, so there's loads of details in here in regards to how to set this up. Okay, so you can see the last 12 weeks. We started the phase with 4 sets of 8 to 10, 4 sets of 4 to 6, then we went on to 5 sets of 7 to 9, which is the last phase, and now we're going to move on to the 5-3-5-3-5. Okay, so it's the most intense block of the last 12-week macro. And by intensity, I mean, intensity means the weight on the bar, the percentage that we're working close to our max. So you can see that is 88%. Okay, the average of the 5 and the 3, the 5, the 3, and the 5 is 88%. 5 reps is 85% of 1RM. 3 reps is 90% of 1RM. Okay, so all right. So we've got a new setup as well in regards to the Wednesday. Routine's the same, upper body on Mondays and Thursdays, lower body on Tuesdays and Fridays. But we've had a lot of members with a little bit of shoulder problems, some shoulder pain. So Wednesdays are going to now be a bulletproof shoulder routine. So anyone that wants a bit more frequency to their shoulder training, think traps, lower traps, upper traps, deltoids, these muscles on the side of your shoulders. Anyone that wants, let me put myself here, anyone that wants to work on these muscles, the deltoids is a great routine. Also, anyone that's got injuries or niggles, if their shoulders are hurting, this is a great routine to do. And then we're going to be doing conditioning, which is real HIIT. Okay, when people talk about HIIT training, we're actually going to be doing real HIIT. Okay, so it's going to be a good, very good phase. Okay, and then weekends, obviously, we're going to catch up. A lot of you do your boot camps on a weekend. That's fine. Catch up on any sessions you missed, or you can do the yoga on a Saturday with Mel, or there's yoga on the app as well. Okay, so in here, guys, this is how we load the A series. Okay, it's pretty important that we do this correctly. Okay, so how it's going to work, guys. Okay, so on upper body day or whether it's lower body day, let's take lower body 1, for example. The first exercise in the program is going to be front squats. On lower body 2, it's deadlifts. Okay, you're going to do 5 reps, okay, of front squats or deadlifts. Now, for example, you're going to use 60 kilos, okay, for that way as an example. Okay, the next set then is 3 reps, okay, so it goes 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. So it's 3 sets of 5 with 3s wedged in between, so to speak. Okay, now the 5 reps, you're going to do 60. Then you're going to make a bit more of a drastic jump. Okay, so we're adding a bit more weight to the bar. Normally you'd step loads and add a bit more weight to the bar anyway, but with this rep scheme, the weights drop. Okay, so if it was 5 sets of 5, you'd probably do 60. Then if you manage that, you do 62.5, then 65, 67.5, 70. Okay, but because of the reps are dropping, you want to make a little bit more of a drastic jump. So you do 5 reps at 60, 3 reps at 65, then you go back to 5 reps, but this time the set of 5 is heavier than the first time you did the 5. Okay, so each set of 5 should get heavier. Okay, and what happens is once you've done the set of 5 and then the set of 3, the weight actually gets lighter. Okay, so this has what's called a potentiation effect. Okay, your body has just lifted a heavier weight, okay, like 3 or 4 minutes ago. So when you go back to this lighter weight, it's going to feel lighter. Okay, you're going to really feel more explosive. Okay, because you've recruited the muscle fibers and the motor units involved to lift 65 kilos. So your body is primed and ready to lift more than 65, okay? But we're only going to do 62.5. So you should find that the concentric is super quick, okay? And you feel very explosive, all right? And then what happens then is we go up again, a bit more of a drastic jump. You do 3 reps, and then we drop it again for the last set of 5. So 5-3-5-3-5 is a potentiation method. Is the first introduction to wave training. So the reps are waving. They're higher, they're lower. They're higher, they're lower, they're higher. And obviously with reps, you let the rep dictates the load. So your three reps are going to be heavier than your 5 reps. Okay, but if you look, the last set of 5 is the same load as the first set of 3. So as your nervous system is getting more stimulated because of this potentiation method, you should find that you feel really strong on this last set of 5, and that's where you can increase the, do as many reps as you can if you want to on that last set. You can go for broke, so to speak. Now, if you do manage the 5-3-5-3-5 in week 1, all you do in week 2 is you're going to start a little bit heavier, just like you would normally do. Okay, I've actually put in here some RMs for you, so you can see where you should be in regards to the 1 rep maxes. Okay, so what I mean by that is you can see that the 5 reps in week 1, it should be around an 8 rep max. Okay, all right, and then the 3 reps should be around a 6 rep max, and you finish in week 1 doing 5 reps with a weight you could probably do 6 of. That's fine. We've got 3 exposures to this workout. Okay, you're going to train the front squat every Tuesday for the next 3 weeks. And what happens then is the following week, you start a little bit heavier. So rather than it being like an 8 RM, it's more like a 7 RM. And then what happens then is if you manage the 5-3-5-3-5, you're taking your rest, you're doing things properly. You listen to the coaches in regards to your loading. You're not making too drastic jumps. All right. By the end of week 3, you should be setting a new 5 RM. Okay. A new 5 RM on the front squat. So you're getting stronger. Okay. So there's a little bit of detail there. I appreciate some of you are going to be starting lighter than 60 kilos. Some of you are going to be starting a lot heavier than 60 kilos. That just gives you an example of how the loading should work. And if I was you, I'd be spending just 5 minutes or 10 minutes the night before you train, just looking at the loading and how you're going to load the bar. And if you do get in nice and early, the coaches will be speaking to you in regards to making sure the loading is right for you. Now, if you're new to training, doing wave loading on the A series might be a little bit too advanced. That's when the coaches might just say to you, look, just give me 5 sets of 5, and that's fine. You're still going to get stronger with that. It's still a proven strength training method. But for the more advanced lifters, this is an advanced rep scheme, intermediate to advanced. You will, feel really strong doing this, and you will get more from your training if you do it right. Okay, so let's look at the actual workouts in here. So let's start off with the bulletproof shoulder routine, the conditioning. This is a great workout. If anyone has any shoulder problems, I definitely recommend you get in here. And prevention is always better than cure. All right. So even if you haven't got shoulder problems, you're looking after your shoulders is important. The shoulder is the most flexible joint in the body, and it's because of that is also the most vulnerable. Okay. So we're going to start the session with just some foam rolling for the lats. Okay, and a lat stretch. Okay. So a little bit of mobility and foam rolling there. And all we've got, guys, is a really simple shoulder circuit. It isn't going to take loads of time, maybe about 15 minutes, just banded pull apart, super simple, hanging scapular shrugs, really good exercise to work the lats as well, and all the muscles in and around the shoulder, the rotator cuff, external rotators as well, and lower traps as well, work hard with this. We got some YTIs, prone shrugs. Okay, so if any of you are struggling with your back development, it could be that you're not retracting properly on all rowing exercises. So doing this will really, really help nail that movement into your subconscious. And then we got seated dumbbell Cuban presses. So it's quite a lot of reps. You do 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 on the YTI, 10 of each. Prone shrugs is a little bit less reps. Okay. Oh, it actually is 10 reps. The tempo is a 4-second hold on each shrug. So a lot of time and attention for the lower traps. Okay. And then we got a Cuban press. Okay, so that's not going to take long, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, which is great. We're maximizing the time we have with you for the coaching. And then we're going to go into some proper hits. Okay, so what I mean by that is it's super, super high intensity. Every exercise is performed maximally. So we have crash mat tuck jumps for 30 seconds. Literally, you have 5 seconds to get to the next station. I'm going to put none in because I don't want you to take the mic. So 5 seconds to get to the assault bike or the treadmill. You sprint as fast as you can on the assault bike or the treadmill for 30 seconds. Then you finish off with beast to high push-up holds. So that prone squat position. By this point, your quads are going to be super full. All right, you do 30, 30, 30 with as minimal time in between exercises as possible. And then you take 90-second rest. You go for 5 sets. I've done this workout a few times before, and the lactic acid in your legs is crazy. All right, it's phenomenal. But the good thing about all 3 of these exercises is that none of them really involve any eccentric contractions. So you're going to get a really fantastic conditioning stimulus from this this tricep, this conditioning tricep, if you like. But we know eccentric training, lowering weight slowly, is what causes a lot of delayed onto the muscle soreness. So doing anything that's eccentrically demanding on a Wednesday, when we have deadlifts on a Thursday, is going to have a detrimental effect. Okay, remember, this program is a 5-day split. Okay, it's designed for you to come in on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and crush each workout and dominate and crush your goals in the process. Okay, so everything pieces together perfectly as like a jigsaw. Okay, so this boot camp is very conditioning heavy, but it talks to the other workouts. It's meticulously planned, guys. Okay, so doing this workout and going for it 150% is not going to have a detrimental effect the next day on your deadlifts. It'll actually really stimulate the nervous system because it's true HIIT training. All right, it's going to really get your muscle fibers firing, ready to lift some heavy stuff on a Thursday. Okay, so you can, if your nutrition's on point, your recovery's on point, you can definitely attack this phase with a 5-day split: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And all this shoulder work is going to be fantastic for your longevity of training. If you love training, there's nothing worse than getting injured. I've learned the hard way with a full knee reconstruction, neglecting my flexibility, neglecting my yoga, just doing all those big compound movements all the time and crushing myself in the gym, basically. Okay, so this routine is going to really look after your training long term. And then we're going to finish off then with some core work. Okay, so yeah, all the trainers have been prepped. They know how to do all of these sessions, so they're all excited ready for tomorrow, so we can kick your ass. Okay, that's the conditioning day. If anyone's got any questions, just feel free to fire them in and I'll get them answered. So let's look at upper body 1. Okay, so you already know that we're going to be doing the 5-3-5-3-5. Okay, now I talked to you about how to load that. Okay, the first 5 is going to be like an 8 RM. Okay, the first 3 is going to be like a 6 RM. And then every time you go back to the 5, it gets a little bit more weight on the bar. So the first 5 is the lightest 5. The second 5 is slightly heavier than the first 5. And this 5 here is going to be the heaviest 5 for the day. All right. And this 5 here, okay, should be the same weight as your first 3 here. The 3 here is the heaviest weight you lift for the whole day, basically. Okay. But this 5 will be the same weight as this 3. That's the idea with the potentiation. All right. Now, your warm up for this is important because this is a heavy phase, 88% intensity. So it's no good you just coming in cold and going straight off the bar, trying to lift, 5 reps. All right, heavy. Okay, we don't want you to do that. So some banded pull aparts, some press ups to improve that mind muscle connection, making sure we're feeling the chest working, and some dead hangs to really stretch the lats are going to help you get in a better position on the incline press. One of you can do the incline press, your partner can spot you. Okay, and then you're going to go into neutral wide grip chin ups. Okay, now with the potentiation method, the 5-3-5-3-5, you can also do it on chin ups. But because this is the first introduction to this method, we're going to keep the chin-ups quite simple. 5 sets of 3 to 5. If you can't do chin-ups, then work on the eccentrics. 5 reps is quite low. All right, it is a low rep range, so it doesn't really suit lat pull downs. Okay, so this is the phase where you really want to start working on your chin-ups, even if it's just 1 or 2 reps, the eccentric chin-ups paired with the incline dumbbell press. Okay, if you can't do chin-ups, there's no way you can do eccentrics. Then the coaches will give you a slightly higher rep range to hit on the pull downs. Okay, the B series, we have 4 sets. Okay, so 5 sets of A series, 4 sets of Bs, and the reps are low. Look, decline dumbbell press, 4 sets of 6, and then we got dumbbell rows again, 4 sets of 6. So heavy phase, guys. The main focus in intensification phases is the load. Okay, these are the phases where you should be lifting the most weight, especially over the last 12 weeks. And then your C series. Really simple, flat dumbbell tricep extension. There's notes on here as well, guys, of everything that you need to do in terms of progressions and regressions. We're going to use you can use dumbbells or a specialty bar. The Dr. Tom bar is a good one you can use on this, or an EZ bar. And you got curls with EZ bar as well, using a specialty bar. Just sets of 8 on the curls. So even the curls are going to be heavy. All right, how do you make it harder? Just go heavier. That's the main focus for this phase. obviously with good technique. So guys, if anyone's got any questions on upper body 1, let me know. While we're on upper body 1, let's look at upper body 2. Okay, so same rep scheme, 5-3, 5-3, 5 with chins as the A2. Different grip on the chin ups this time. We're going to go with a wide grip pronated. Okay, so pronated is overhand grip. So if you are doing pull downs, make sure you utilize that same grip on there. And we got decline dumbbell press, 5-3, 5-3, 5. Okay, there's a good warm up on here as well. It's very specific to the session to make sure all those muscles are primed and ready to go. And the B series, guys, we've got the same rows. We're going to be doing the same rows twice a week as your B2. So you got 6 exposures to the same row, which is great. Really good chance for you to, get used to the exercise. Make sure you get that mind muscle connection, feel those lats working. And the B1 here is the dumbbell chest press. So we do an incline press in the A series on one day with a barbell, and then we're hitting the same angle on a Thursday with the incline press, but with a dumbbell. Okay, so yeah, same thing with the bench press here on decline. We're hitting the barbell version on a Thursday and the dumbbell version in our B series on a Monday. So you're still going to be getting that frequency in terms of recruiting those muscle fibers and laying down some more muscle tissue. The C series, then we got bilateral trap 3. Okay, standing external rotation. Again, when you're lifting weights at 88% of your 1RM, okay, with a 5-3, 5-3, 5. It's heavy. The scapula doesn't move too well on bench press exercises. That your back is wedged against a bench. The scapula can sometimes get a little bit grumpy if we're not, looking after it with these kind of exercises. So trap 3 raises here, standing external rotation as well, and then we just got a partner-based 100 reps to finish with the banded pull aparts. Okay, so yeah, you're going to be doing them in the warm up on one day, and you're going to be doing them at the end on another day. Plus, we've added in the shoulder. Bulletproof shoulder complex for those of you that are taking your training seriously and going to be attending on a Wednesday to make sure we're looking after those shoulders. Okay, but even if you don't attend on a Wednesday, we're still trying to put a little bit of shoulder work in just to make sure we do try our best to look after you whenever we can. Lower body 1. Okay, so again, we got the 5-3, 5-3, 5. Whenever we squat and deadlift, we don't mess around with other exercises. They're big compound movements. They require a lot of concentration. They're very neurally demanding, especially the front squat. That requires a lot of upper back work. Also, you've got to keep your elbows nice and high. All right, there's going to be lots of work in the warm-up for lats, okay, and some thoracic rotations as well, just to make sure we're getting into that nice deep squat position and making sure your wrists are nice and supple, okay, to improve that front rack position. Obviously, you can use the straps as well. And if you are struggling, as you can see here, you can use a safety bar, all right, if you want to use that instead. Okay, B series, just 4 sets of 4 to 6 on the barbell hack squat. Again, guys, very heavy exercise, very neurologically demanding. And the C series then, we're going to be working calves, okay, with the slant boards to get a really deep stretch. Stretch that gastroc, stretch the soleus, that Achilles tendon. And this is going to help you get into a better position when you squat in the future, because it's going to work on that ankle mobility, especially women that wear heels a lot. Their calves and Achilles tendon, that area can get tight because it's always shortened when they're wearing heels all the time. So this stretch is going to really open up that part of the foot and the ankle, okay, and it can alleviate and help with things like lower back pain and hip pain as well. A lot of problems originate from the feet, okay. Tibialis raise is great. We're going to be working the front of the shin, okay, and this exercise burns. Really simple 2 exercises, but they burn like crazy. And then the supine hip raise is one of the hardest abdominal exercises you can do. So this is quite, there's small muscles, the calves and tibialis anterior, and the supine hip raise is tough. Really works the lower abs and the core, so we can get through this quite quickly. And then we got the elbow side plank. Okay, so we're hitting the plank again. Why are we doing quite a lot of planks in this phase? We want to teach you to brace. Okay, brace the abdominal wall, stay super tight. Okay, breathe into that diaphragmatic area of the tummy. Brace, 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 because it's going to help you with the big lifts that we have in this phase. The 5-3, 5-3, 5 is very intense. If you want to lift a lot of weight safely and protect that lower back, you need to brace like crazy. So the coaching points for bracing will be something that the staff are going through with you a lot in this phase. Okay, that's lower body 1. Okay, and lower body 2 on a Friday, we will be beating you up for the weekend. This is a brutal workout to finish the week. Okay, you got deadlifts, 5-3, 5-3, 5. Obviously, the warm-up is going to be geared around posterior chain, bracing mechanics, and making sure that lower back is ready to lift some heavy shit. Okay, so that'll be taking up about 10 minutes, making sure we're primed and ready to go for the deadlifts. Then we have our deadlifts. If you're struggling with the deadlift, we can just do a hex bar deadlift, okay, where you're a little bit more of a hybrid between a squat and a deadlift. We're still getting a bit of posterior chain, or you can do kettlebell deadlifts if you need to. Okay, so a few options there. Alternating lunges, sets of 6 to 8 each leg, and we're going to be going into Nordic leg curls. But this isn't just a normal Nordic leg curl. This is just the hip extension. Oh, I think I clicked on the wrong one there. Here we go. So we're just going to be doing the hip extension movement, and this is a really fantastic exercise for hitting the glutes and the spinal erectors. Okay, we actually did this. I did this myself not so long ago, and I actually put it into the booty program that we did the other day with the members in the gym on Sunday, and they could really feel their glutes firing doing this exercise. It's a really good one, just for your posterior chain, and a nice bit of variety too. The C series, then we have side step ups. Really simple exercise. It looks easy, but when you do it right, you don't push off that back foot. That foot that's on the side of the bench, you should raise the toes. So slightly raise the toes on this leg. Stay as upright as we can. Squeeze your scapula together. So you can see the toe isn't going down on the foot. So this VMO, this vastus medialis oblique, has to do all of the work. Okay, so it's a really tough exercise that certainly burns. And then we got seated good mornings, guys, for sets of 20 reps. Now, with the seated good mornings, we're going to use a dumbbell, okay? And you're only ever going to progress on the barbells when you hit the new standards, okay? So the standards you can see is a straight back, okay? And dumbbells to the floor, okay? Straight back, dumbbells to the floor. All right, scapula's retracted, trap threes engaged. The scapular retractors are in your back pocket, so to speak, to keep this back super, super tight. Okay, you're going to be getting a good stretch through the glutes, okay, especially the glute medius, a little bit of hamstrings in here as well, and a good stretch on the spinal erectors, but you're still bracing, okay? The good thing about this exercise is when you get tired, you can just place the dumbbells on the floor, okay? So, yeah, and the aim of the game, guys, with this exercise, you will see your deadlift fly up with this, is 25% of body weight, okay, for 3 sets of 20. And that means 25% of body weight in each arm. So if you weigh 80 kilos, you should aim to progress over the next 3 weeks to as close to 20 kilos as possible. Okay, and we're going to finish off this session with a really good couch stretch. Lots of members are a little bit tight, okay, and they do struggle to get into good positions on things like lunges and split squats, just because those hip flexors and quads are super tight. So, so that's that. Okay, there's the phase. Okay, you got your 5-3, 5-3-5. We're only going to be doing it on upper body extensor exercises, so we're not going to be doing it on your chin-ups, but that's the phase, guys. Okay, it's a fun one. Heavy weights. I know a lot of you prefer the heavier weights, and that's why we rotate back and forth. We have 3 weeks where the focus is on more muscular, the muscular system, a lot more sort of lactate inducing with things like the last method was a heavy light. So that's a superset method. All right. But this phase now is a lot more neurologically demanding. So we're lifting heavier weights and you should see good improvements in strength. After this 3 week phase, we will go into a week of testing. So we'll go back to the 5-5-3-3-1-1. Okay. In the A series, just on the big movements that we've been trying to work on in this phase to see the success. And in the B series, then will just be time sets. So whether you prefer the more metabolic side of things, or you prefer the heavy weights, the testing week will have a little bit of both. Okay, but the next 3 weeks are heavy. Okay, so hopefully if you've been training right, you've been resting enough. Okay, obviously if you keep training and you're not recovering from the stimulus, you're not going to get stronger. Okay, so if you're doing 10, 12 workouts a week, you're doubling up, you're tripling up your workouts, then you're not going to get strong because your nervous system's getting lots of different stimuluses. But if you've been following the program, you've been doing your 3, your 4, or your 5 semi-privates, maybe 4 semi-privates and 1 conditioning, you should find that you've been training hard and getting the results. Okay, your body should be responding to that stimulus. If anyone has any questions, guys, feel free to pop it in the comment section. This will go live at midnight tonight, and I'll catch up with anyone that is struggling with this phase or has any questions on it. All the coaches know what they're doing, so yeah, should be a good phase, and I look forward to seeing you in the gym tomorrow. All right, speak to you soon.